I want to talk about Antarctica. They are clearly protecting or preserving something that may or may not be under 3 miles of ice.
There's undoubtedly a time when Antarctica was lush and green. The question is, was it lush and green during the lifetime of the human species?
Yes.
And this is where it gets tricky.
Imagine embarking on an expedition to the frozen, remote expanses of Antarctica, only to uncover secrets of a lost civilization that might have thrived there in ancient times. This fascinating theory suggests that parts of a sophisticated ancient civilization could have existed on what is now the icy continent of Antarctica. This idea is tied to the hypothesis of Earth crust displacement,
whereby from time to time, the entire outer crust of the Earth, like the skin of an orange, might shift, leaving the core of the Earth in place.
indicating that Antarctica wasn't always positioned at the South Pole, but might have enjoyed a more temperate climate long ago, making it hospitable for human life. However, this theory is not without its controversies.
Does it happen at all is the first question. I mean, of all the theories I've looked at and supported, this is the one that I've come in for the most criticism for.
The concept of such dramatic geographical shifts is viewed by the scientific community as highly speculative and lacking in solid geological evidence. The current understanding of plate tectonics does not support the possibility of the Earth's crust moving so drastically and quickly to reposition an entire continent from a temperate zone to the South Pole. But the theory delves deeper than just geography. It explores global myths, legends, and religious texts, interpreting them as potential clues to the existence of this ancient civilization. Tales of great floods and cataclysms found in these stories are not seen as mere fiction, but as allegorical records of real events that led to the forests, where now there's just ice. Then there's the petrified wood. In the Transantarctic Mountains, scientists have discovered trees that existed over 250 million years ago during the Permian period. These weren't just any trees, they were relatives of today's ginkgo trees. Just imagine, ancient ginkgo swaying gently under the Antarctic sun. But perhaps the most captivating evidence are the fossils of ancient creatures. Dinosaurs like the Cryolophosaurus, a meat-eating theropod, once roamed this region. Not to mention the different marine reptiles and varied plant life which paint a vivid picture of a lively, thriving, and above all, green Antarctica. Plants. They're the silent witnesses of Earth's extensive history, and in Antarctica they provide compelling evidence of a jungle-like past. As scientists ventured into the depths of Antarctica, they came across something astonishing: fossilized imprints of plants. But these weren't the remnants of cold-resistant flora. These were the ghosts of ferns, palms, and even members of the baobab family. Imagine where we now see a frozen expanse. There was once a dense forest canopy, filled with sounds of rustling leaves and chirping birds. One incredible find was the Glossopteris. This plant, characterized by its tongue-shaped leaves, thrived during the Permian period, around 300 million years ago. The discovery of Glossopteris fossils in Antarctica, and interestingly, in other southern continents like South America, Africa, and India, paints a tale of the supercontinent Pangaea. But the flora's story doesn't stop there. Layers of sediment also reveal pollen and spores, an indication of the plant diversity that once existed. From giant horsetails to thick conifer forests, the Antarctic landscape was a haven for a myriad of plant life. These remnants are more than just fossils. They are a direct portal, a tangible connection to a time when Antarctica was draped in green, its air thick with humidity, and echoing with the life sounds of a tropical jungle. Earth, as we know it today, is quite different from what it looked like millions of years ago. Continents were cozy neighbors, forming massive land masses. And Antarctica, well, it was in a much warmer position. The concept of plate tectonics is fundamental to understanding Earth's history. It's like Earth's puzzle, where the pieces, continental plates, are constantly, albeit slowly, moving. The movement of these plates has been responsible for the creation and destruction of landmasses over eons. One of the most renowned supercontinents was Pangaea. Around 300 million years ago, this gigantic landmass held most of Earth's continents together, and our mysterious Antarctica was nestled right there, joined with present-day South America, Africa, and Australia. But how can we be so sure of these prehistoric configurations? Rocks, specifically rock formations that match across different continents. For instance, the rocks found in Antarctica have siblings in parts of South America and Africa, suggesting they were once part of the same land. As Pangaea began to break apart due to the churning movements beneath the Earth's crust, Antarctica started its journey southward, eventually ending up at the pole. And as it drifted, the climate changed drastically, leading to the icy continent we recognize today. Plate tectonics have shaped our world, crafted its history, and will continue to mold its future. It's a reminder that Earth is always in flux, forever evolving and never truly static. When we picture Antarctica today, we think of penguins, seals, and perhaps a lost scientist or two. But travel back in time and you'll be met with a radically different cast of characters. The discovery of ancient animal fossils in Antarctica has been nothing short of astounding. It paints a picture of a teeming landscape, a polar paradise where cold-loving animals were nowhere to be seen. Instead, imagine roaming dinosaurs, dense forests echoing with the calls of varied avian life, and vast waters swimming with reptiles. One of the most famous discoveries was the Antarctic Cryolophosaurus, a large theropod dinosaur with a unique crest on its head. This predator, existing around 190 million years ago during the early Jurassic period, offers substantial evidence that dinosaurs once roamed this now icy land. But it wasn't just on land. The Antarctic waters teemed with life too. Elasmosaurs, a type of long-necked marine reptile, cruised the ancient seas alongside other marine reptiles like ichthyosaurs and plesiosaurs. This tells us that the waters around ancient Antarctica were relatively warm, facilitating a diverse marine ecosystem. And remarkably, evidence also points towards forests that once grew here. With fossilized tree remains and pollen grains, we can imagine a lush landscape, possibly similar to the temperate forests of New Zealand today. It makes one wonder, what dramatic turn of events led from thriving forests and roaming dinosaurs to the barren, icy wasteland we see today? The ever-changing Earth holds its secrets close, with Antarctica serving as a poignant testament to its dynamic history. Around 200 million years ago, Antarctica was part of the supercontinent Pangaea. It was situated farther north, experiencing a much warmer climate than it does today. As the supercontinent began to break apart, Antarctica gradually drifted southward. With its southerly migration, it grew isolated and cold. By around 34 million years ago, the first major ice sheets began to form, starting with the East Antarctic ice sheet. This was a tipping point, a transformation from greenery to a blanket of ice. The formation of the Antarctic circumpolar current played a key role in this. As Antarctica separated from South America and Australia, oceanic currents could flow freely around it, effectively trapping the cold waters and preventing warmer equatorial waters from mixing in. Another factor, the decreasing levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. CO2 acts as a greenhouse gas, trapping heat. With less of it, Earth's temperature began to drop, further favoring ice formation in Antarctica. Our current understanding of climate change, powered by human activities, points to an undeniable increase in global temperatures. With polar regions being particularly sensitive to these changes, it raises a question. Could Antarctica's buried past be its future? Today, accelerated glacial melting is evident, while the re-emergence of a forested Antarctica within our lifetimes is unlikely. These changes signal a shift. Should warming trends continue, we could witness significant reductions in Antarctic ice. Such reductions not only alter Antarctica's landscape, but have wider implications. Rising sea levels, changing global weather patterns, and the loss of habitats for polar species are just some potential consequences. However, in this changing landscape lies an opportunity. As ice recedes, it unveils more secrets from its tropical past. Scientists can access better preserved fossils, revealing more about Earth's history and, in turn, aiding predictions about our planet's future. As we gaze upon Antarctica's vast, icy wilderness, we are reminded of the impermanence of its state. It stands as a testament to Earth's dynamic nature and its ability to transform over epochs. But with our recent influence on the climate, the pace of that change is now being tested more than ever. Antarctica, the frozen continent at the end of the world, has long been a source of fascination and intrigue. Its icy expanses hold not only the geological and biological wonders previously mentioned, but also a series of unexplained anomalies and mysterious occurrences that have captivated the imagination of many. Some researchers and enthusiasts have speculated about the existence of hidden or lost civilizations buried beneath Antarctica's ice. Satellite images revealing unusual structures and symmetrical patterns under the ice have fueled these theories. While most scientists attribute these features to natural geological formations, the idea of ancient human settlements frozen in time continues to capture the imagination. Discoveries of such civilizations, if ever proven, would indeed rewrite human history and our understanding of early migration patterns. In recent years, there have been reports of world leaders and prominent billionaires visiting Antarctica, sometimes without clear explanations for their trips. These visits have spurred a wave of conspiracy theories and speculations about secret meetings, hidden bases, and undisclosed scientific experiments. While some believe these journeys are tied to climate research or philanthropy, others think they could be linked to something more mysterious. Antarctica is home to magnetic anomalies that have puzzled scientists. Some areas exhibit unexpected variations in the Earth's magnetic field, which cannot be easily explained by known geological features. These anomalies have led to speculations about hidden metallic objects or underground structures, further adding to the mystique of the continent. Researchers have recorded strange sounds emanating from the ice in certain parts of Antarctica. These haunting, otherworldly noises are likely the result of natural phenomena, such as wind resonating through ice crevasses or the movement of ice sheets. However, they have also sparked curiosity and speculation about unknown or supernatural forces at play. Antarctica's isolation and otherworldliness have given rise to myths and legends that permeate popular culture. Stories of hidden entrances to Hollow Earth, secret bases, and extraterrestrial encounters all find a place in the lore surrounding this frozen land. While much of the intrigue surrounding Antarctica's unexplained anomalies falls into the realm of speculation and conspiracy, these mysteries serve as a reminder of our endless curiosity. When we think of Antarctica, we often envision a land of ice and snow, a frozen wilderness untouched by time. But the discovery of ancient forests and fossilized remains tells a different story, a story of a green and vibrant past hidden beneath layers of ice. Approximately 90 million years ago, during the Cretaceous period, parts of Antarctica were teeming with life. The climate was much warmer, and lush temperate forests flourished along the coastlines. These ancient forests were home to various types of plants, including ferns, conifers, and flowering plants, as well as a variety of insect and animal species. The evidence of this prehistoric paradise has been preserved in fossil form, with discoveries ranging from petrified wood to ancient leaf impressions. These fossils paint a vivid picture of a landscape that was once as biologically diverse as any modern forest. But the ancient forests of Antarctica hold more than just plant fossils. Researchers have also unearthed remnants of marine reptiles, fish, and even dinosaur bones. These discoveries provide valuable insights into the ecosystems that once thrived in this now frozen land and contribute to our broader understanding of life on Earth during the Mesozoic era. The discovery and study of these fossils are no small feat. Unearthing these ancient remnants requires painstaking excavation in some of the harshest conditions on the planet. The extreme cold, powerful winds, and logistical challenges of working in Antarctica make every discovery a monumental achievement. Yet the rewards are profound. The fossils found in Antarctica offer a unique window into a time when the continents were arranged differently and global climate patterns were unlike those of today. By studying these ancient organisms and their environment, scientists can unravel the complex history of our planet's climate, geological evolution, and biological diversity. Deep beneath the miles-thick ice of East Antarctica lies a hidden geological marvel, the Gamburtsev Mountains. This mountain range, comparable in size to the Alps, is completely concealed by the vast ice sheet that covers the continent. Its discovery in the 1950s during a Soviet expedition was a startling revelation, sparking questions and curiosity that persist to this day. The very existence of the Gamburtsev Mountains is a geological puzzle. Unlike most mountain ranges, they are not located at the edges of tectonic plates where mountains commonly form. Instead, they're situated at the heart of the continent, far from the typical geological forces responsible for mountain building. How did such a massive mountain range come to be in this unlikely location? Scientists have proposed several theories to explain the origin of the Gamburtsev Mountains. Some believe they were formed over 1 billion years ago during the assembly of the supercontinent Rodinia and have been preserved due to the unique geological conditions of Antarctica. Others suggest that they might be the result of a more recent geological activity, such as the collision of ancient land masses or upwelling of magma from the Earth's mantle. Exploring the Gamburtsev Mountains presents enormous challenges. The ice covering the range is often more than 2 miles thick, making conventional geological studies impossible. To see beneath the ice, researchers have utilized cutting-edge technology such as ice-penetrating radar and seismic imaging. These tools have revealed glimpses of the hidden peaks and valleys, but much remains to be discovered. The study of the Gamburtsev Mountains is not just a curiosity. It has broader implications for our understanding of the Earth's geological processes. By uncovering the secrets of these hidden mountains, scientists can gain insights into the forces that shape our planet, the dynamics of ice sheets, and even the history of climate change. The ice above the mountains contains valuable records of the Earth's past climate, offering clues to the future behavior of Antarctica's ice and its potential impact on global sea levels. The Gamburtsev Mountains are a reminder of the awe-inspiring complexity of our planet. Hidden from view, they challenge our perceptions. We are reminded that even in the most explored age of human history, our world still holds secrets waiting to be discovered. Buried beneath more than 2 miles of solid ice in the heart of Antarctica lies Lake Vostok, one of the largest and most mysterious subglacial lakes on Earth. Sealed off from the outside world for more than 15 million years, Lake Vostok is a hidden realm that has piqued the curiosity of scientists, explorers, and dreamers alike. Lake Vostok's isolation has preserved it in a state that might closely resemble the conditions found on icy moons like Jupiter's Europa. The extreme cold, immense pressure, and complete absence of sunlight have created an environment that challenges our understanding of where life can exist. Yet the lake might harbor microbial organisms that have adapted to these harsh conditions, potentially providing a unique glimpse into the very limits of life on Earth. The exploration of Lake Vostok is a challenging endeavor that pushes the boundaries of technology and human ingenuity. Drilling through the massive ice sheet without contaminating the pristine waters below requires precise techniques and careful planning. The Russian Vostok station, situated above the lake, has been instrumental in these exploratory efforts, with scientists successfully reaching the lake's surface in 2012. Yet the secrets of Lake Vostok are not easily unveiled. The few samples obtained so far have revealed tantalizing hints of microbial life, but a comprehensive understanding of what lies within the lake's dark waters remains elusive. The complexity of studying an environment so remote and so carefully shielded by nature has made every discovery a hard-fought victory. The scientific significance of Lake Vostok extends beyond the bounds of biology and into the realms of geology, climatology, and planetary science. The ice sheet above the lake contains layers of ice deposited over hundreds of thousands of years, acting as a chronological record of Earth's climate. By studying these layers, scientists can reconstruct past climate conditions, shedding light on the Earth's climatic history and helping to predict future changes. In the remote wilderness of Antarctica's McMurdo Dry Valleys, a startling phenomenon captivates the eyes of those fortunate enough to witness it. The Blood Falls, a 5-story waterfall, oozes from the Taylor Glacier's ice like a slow bleed, staining the pure white snow with a color that can only be described as blood red. But what causes this unsettling sight? The answer is both scientific and deeply fascinating. The red hue is the result of a high concentration of iron salts in the water, which rusts upon contact with the air. But the source of this iron-rich water is where the real mystery begins. Trapped beneath the glacier, a subglacial lake has been isolated from the atmosphere for nearly 2 million years. Within this dark, saline environment, an ancient microbial ecosystem thrives, cut off from sunlight and surviving in extreme cold and salinity. The study of these microbial life forms has opened new doors in understanding life's adaptability. These extremophiles have developed unique biochemical pathways to sustain their existence in conditions that were once thought to be inhospitable for life. As scientists study these organisms, they unravel secrets that may provide insights into the possibilities of life on other planets, especially in environments similar to the cold, dark brine beneath Antarctica's glaciers. But the exploration of the Blood Falls is not without its challenges. Drilling into the ice to access the subglacial lake requires specialized equipment and careful consideration of environmental impacts. Researchers must balance the desire to uncover the mysteries of this ancient ecosystem with the need to preserve its delicate balance. This historical artifact has since captivated scholars, historians, and conspiracy theorists alike, not just for its intricate detail and accuracy, but also for its enigmatic portrayals of the globe's coastlines, including what some believe to be the coastline of Antarctica.
Why don't they see the same thing that you do?
They think it's just fantasies of the map makers.
Mapped over 3 centuries before its official discovery by a Russian expedition in 1820, the map is renowned for its astonishing precision in depicting various coastlines. For instance, the eastern coast of South America and the Caribbean islands are outlined with a precision that far surpasses many contemporary maps of the era. The Brazilian coastline is detailed with river inlets and capes, which many European maps at the time either overlooked or misrepresented. Moreover, the map is filled with annotations that provide a rich historical context, shedding light on the maritime knowledge of the early 16th century. These notes are not just practical, detailing crucial information about ocean currents, but also ethnographic, offering insights into the early encounters between Europeans and indigenous populations. The map even ventures into the realm of the mythical, with depictions of legendary islands and sea creatures that reflect the folklore and seafaring culture of the period. Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of the Piri Reis map is its depiction of a southern landmass connected to South America by a narrow isthmus.
I think we're looking at hints and clues that something is missing in our story.
This portrayal includes detailed geographical features like mountain ranges, bays, and inlets that bear a striking resemblance to the subglacial topography of Antarctica, as it might appear without its ice sheet. These details are speculative yet align curiously well with modern seismic data, despite the fact that this area was not officially discovered until 1820 and not accurately mapped without ice until much later with advanced seismic equipment. This unusual depiction on the map suggests that Admiral Piri Reis may have had access to source maps of remarkable antiquity and accuracy.
It's based on more than 20 earlier source maps. That he put all these maps together and derived his own map from these.
The theory surrounding the Piri Reis map opens a captivating chapter in the study of cartography and ancient civilizations, intertwining historical mysteries with speculative archaeology. This fascinating map, far exceeding the geographical knowledge of its time, has led some to propose that it might be based on sources from a pre-glacial era, potentially crafted by an advanced maritime civilization. Such a theory not only challenges our understanding of historical timelines, but also sparks broader discussions about the sophistication of ancient societies. The hypothesis of advanced ancient mariners suggests these navigators possessed the technological expertise to travel vast oceanic distances and create precise maps of their voyages. This level of proficiency would necessitate a deep understanding of astronomy, mathematics, and physics, attributes that are evident in civilizations renowned for their astronomical prowess, such as the Maya and the ancient Egyptians. Moreover, the widespread myths and shared architectural styles across distant ancient civilizations, such as pyramidal structures in Mesoamerica and Egypt, hint at a possible global interaction facilitated by seafaring skills.
I believe that it's worth considering the possibility of a remote common ancestor, which passed down key information that was inherited by later cultures.
These connections could indicate that these societies shared more than just architectural concepts, perhaps even cartographic information. Continuing with archaeological parallels, the legend of Atlantis as described by Plato, of a technologically advanced civilization lost to the sea, echoes this theory.
Ooh, archaeologists hate the word Atlantis. Because they've proved that Atlantis could never have existed, even though they have not looked at the parts of the world that need to be looked at.
While often regarded as a mere myth, the story of Atlantis resonates with those who theorize about prehistoric cultural exchanges mediated by a seafaring civilization. Such narratives provide a metaphorical framework that some scholars use to conceptualize real yet undiscovered advanced maritime societies. Another compelling site that aligns with this theory is Göbekli Tepe in modern-day Turkey.
Huge enclosures under the ground that they haven't excavated yet. The story of Göbekli Tepe is just beginning.
Dated to over 10,000 years ago, this site features sophisticated megalithic structures that predate Stonehenge by thousands of years, challenging conventional views on the development of early human societies.
It's going to require us to reconsider our whole dating sequence on megalithic sites around the world.
The complexity of Göbekli Tepe suggests that advanced societal structures and knowledge systems, possibly including navigation and map-making, could have existed much earlier than traditionally accepted. Additionally, mysterious underwater structures like the Yonaguni Monument in Japan add to the speculation about advanced prehistoric civilizations. These formations, controversially interpreted by some as man-made, might represent remnants of a sunken civilization that had sophisticated maritime technology. Such underwater discoveries continue to fuel debates and curiosity about the extent of prehistoric human achievements and their capabilities to navigate and understand the world around them. It's fascinating to consider how archaeological discoveries could provide a foundation for legends of advanced ancient civilizations. This integration suggests that stories of seafaring gods and heroes, such as Poseidon or Gilgamesh, might not just be mythical tales but could actually represent cultural memories of real historical figures from a globally connected ancient world. Take, for instance, the Vinland map, which surfaced in the 20th century and is purported to date back to the mid-15th century. This map includes a depiction of Vinland, a region of modern-day North America's northeast coast, famously associated with Norse explorations around the year 1000 AD. The controversy surrounding the map's authenticity, particularly debates fueled by conflicting scientific tests on the ink and parchment's age, adds a layer of mystery. If genuine, the Vinland map would be the earliest known depiction of the Americas, predating Columbus's voyages. Another intriguing comparison is with the Kangnido map, a pre-modern East Asian map from 1402, created during Korea's Joseon dynasty. This map predates both the Piri Reis and the Vinland maps, and shows a generalized view of the known world at that time, including an oversized China and India, and a recognizably outlined Arabian Peninsula. Reflecting the Joseon dynasty's keen interest in geography and its diplomatic relationships, particularly with China and Japan, the Kangnido map underscores the historical significance of cartographic knowledge in facilitating trade and diplomatic missions in East Asia. Unlike the controversial aspects of the Piri Reis and Vinland maps, the Kangnido map is well documented and recognized for its historical accuracy within the scope of contemporary Asian knowledge. These maps not only showcase the cartographic skills of their respective cultures, but also highlight the global nature of medieval exploration and the interconnectivity of various societies through trade, exploration, and possibly even shared mythologies. As we delve deeper into the history of cartography, it's clear that maps from different cultures and eras offer unique insights into the geopolitical and philosophical mindsets of their creators. For instance, the Ming dynasty maps from early 15th century China, such as the Daming Hun Yi II, which is an amalgamated map of the Great Ming Empire, showcase an impressive level of detail and scope. These maps presented the world from a distinctly Chinese perspective, centering on the vast expanse of the Ming Empire, while also extending to parts of Africa, Europe, and the rest of Asia. The cartographic techniques used were advanced for the time, incorporating grid systems and a consistent scale that European maps only started to use inconsistently much later. Unlike many European maps focused extensively on maritime exploration, the Ming maps prioritized land masses and political boundaries, reflecting their primary use for administrative and imperial purposes. Over 4,700 military personnel underwent rigorous training to adapt to the harsh polar conditions, marking the operation as much a human endeavor as a technological one. The expedition tested the limits of cold weather gear, from specialized clothing to heating systems, ensuring the team could operate effectively in the unforgiving Antarctic environment.
There will be a number of expeditions around the world because the government has really become interested.
The technological achievements of Highjump were nothing short of revolutionary. The operation marked the first major use of helicopters and aircraft in Antarctica, transforming the logistics of polar expeditions. This fleet of snow tractors, weasels, aircraft, and ships was not just tested, but proven in the polar climate, providing invaluable data for future operations in similar conditions. Beyond the scientific and logistical achievements, Project Highjump was a statement of geopolitical intent.
I 100% believe this is a spiritual war and that these people are working with dark entities, and that's what this is all about.
In the shadow of the Cold War, establishing a U.S. presence in Antarctica was a strategic move, showcasing American capabilities and interests in this remote region. The operation navigated the complex terrain of international law and diplomacy, aiming to consolidate U.S. claims and influence in Antarctica.
I think there's low-frequency stuff going on, and they've made deals with people and things, and that's what I think's going on.
Around 300 million years ago, this gigantic landmass held most of Earth's continents together, and our mysterious Antarctica was nestled right there, joined with present-day South America, Africa, and Australia. But how can we be so sure of these prehistoric configurations? Rocks, specifically rock formations that match across different continents. For instance, the rocks found in Antarctica have siblings in parts of South America and Africa, suggesting they were once part of the same land. As Pangaea began to break apart due to the churning movements beneath the Earth's crust, Antarctica started its journey southward, eventually ending up at the pole. And as it drifted, the climate changed drastically, leading to the icy continent we recognize today. Plate tectonics have shaped our world, crafted its history, and will continue to mold its future. It's a reminder that Earth is always in flux, forever evolving and never truly static. When we picture Antarctica today, we think of penguins, seals, and perhaps a lost scientist or two. But travel back in time and you'll be met with a radically different cast of characters. The discovery of ancient animal fossils in Antarctica has been nothing short of astounding. It paints a picture of a teeming landscape, a polar paradise where cold-loving animals were nowhere to be seen. Instead, imagine roaming dinosaurs, dense forests echoing with the calls of varied avian life, and vast waters swimming with reptiles. One of the most famous discoveries was the Antarctic Cryolophosaurus, a large theropod dinosaur with a unique crest on its head. This predator, existing around 190 million years ago during the early Jurassic period, offers substantial evidence that dinosaurs once roamed this now icy land. But it wasn't just on land. The Antarctic waters teemed with life too. Elasmosaurs, a type of long-necked marine reptile, cruised the ancient seas alongside other marine reptiles like ichthyosaurs and plesiosaurs. This tells us that the waters around ancient Antarctica were relatively warm, facilitating a diverse marine ecosystem. And remarkably, evidence also points towards forests that once grew here. With fossilized tree remains and pollen grains, we can imagine a lush landscape, possibly similar to the temperate forests of New Zealand today. It makes one wonder, what dramatic turn of events led from thriving forests and roaming dinosaurs to the barren, icy wasteland we see today? The ever-changing Earth holds its secrets close, with Antarctica serving as a poignant testament to its dynamic history. Around 200 million years ago, Antarctica was part of the supercontinent Pangaea. It was situated farther north, experiencing a much warmer climate than it does today. As the supercontinent began to break apart, Antarctica gradually drifted southward. With its southerly migration, it grew isolated and cold. By around 34 million years ago, the first major ice sheets began to form, starting with the East Antarctic ice sheet. This was a tipping point, a transformation from greenery to a blanket of ice. The formation of the Antarctic Circumpolar Current played a key role in this. As Antarctica separated from South America and Australia, oceanic currents could flow freely around it, effectively trapping the cold waters and preventing warmer equatorial waters from mixing in. Another factor, the decreasing levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. CO2 acts as a greenhouse gas, trapping heat. With less of it, Earth's temperature began to drop, further favoring ice formation in Antarctica. Our current understanding of climate change, powered by human activities, points to an undeniable increase in global temperatures. With polar regions being particularly sensitive to these changes, it raises a question. Could Antarctica's buried past be its future? Today, accelerated glacial melting is evident, while the re-emergence of a forested Antarctica within our lifetimes is unlikely. These changes signal a shift. Should warming trends continue, we could witness significant reductions in Antarctic ice. Such reductions not only alter Antarctica's landscape, but have wider implications. Rising sea levels, changing global weather patterns, and the loss of habitats for polar species are just some potential consequences. However, in this changing landscape lies an opportunity. As ice recedes, it unveils more secrets from its tropical past. Scientists can access better preserved fossils, revealing more about Earth's history and, in turn, aiding predictions about our planet's future. As we gaze upon Antarctica's vast, icy wilderness, we are reminded of the impermanence of its state. It stands as a testament to Earth's dynamic nature and its ability to transform over epochs. But with our recent influence on the climate, the pace of that change is now being tested more than ever.